An Oaks teenager involved in a crash yesterday is dead. 5 others are injured. KVLY in Fargo reports that 16-year-old Ashley Meyer was pronounced dead at the scene. State troopers say she lost control of her vehicle and spun into the other lane while traveling on Highway 1 just south of I-94 near Valley City. Her vehicle was struck on the driver's side by another vehicle traveling the opposite direction. 17-year-old Danielle Brown, also of Oaks, was a passenger in Meyer's car. She was injured and taken to a Fargo hospital. 4 people in the other vehicle also sustained injuries and were taken to the hospital in Valley City. They were Richard and Rebecca Olson of Lemoore and Janice and Paul McIntosh of Jamestown. The crash occurred around 12:30 p.m. yesterday. Well, North Dakota Representative Rick Berg has been in Jamestown the past 2 days. The Jamestown Sun reports that Berg toured the Jamestown Regional Medical Center yesterday. He is looking at rural health care facilities. Berg said Obama's budget reduces payments to, quote, critical access hospitals. He added, quote, I'm fighting the view that every hospital has a city of 1 million nearby. Obama's plan could cut funding for the hospital by about $250,000 annually. Representative Berg spoke tonight at the Gladstone. Tune in to JCTV tomorrow for those details. Well, North Dakota's school superintendent is retiring. The Bismarck Tribune reports that Wayne Sandsted's announcement came Friday. Sandsted has served as the state superintendent for 28 years. Prior to that, he served as a lieutenant governor, a state representative, and a state senator. Sandsted said that this year will be the first year since 1964 that his name won't be on a public ballot for office. Well, it's time now for a look at weather. Jessica Gulseth has the details. What's happening, Jessica?
Thanks, Caleb. Today felt like what a normal day in February should feel like. The temperatures were still above average with a high of 35 degrees, but we finally have snow on the ground and that famous North Dakota wind is back. Tonight the wind will die down and we'll see a low around 19 degrees. Tomorrow will be a snow-filled day, a 20% chance of freezing rain and snow before 4, and then the rain should quit and we'll see a 20% chance of snow. That chance will increase to a 40% as the sun goes down. Thursday, the trend will continue with a 40% chance of snow for the day with a high of 33 degrees and an overnight low of 19 with only a 20% chance of snow. Friday will be colder with only a high of 26 degrees for the day as well as another chance of snow. Saturday isn't much different than the rest of the week. For the morning and afternoon, we can expect snow with a high in the mid-20s. Saturday evening, we'll see some snow again as well as a low in the single digits. Sunday will be a cold one. As some of you go out for church or out to brunch, dress warm. Temperatures will be in the mid-teens with again a chance of snow. And that's the weather for today. Now back to Caleb and the news.
Thanks, Jessica. Well, 2 crucial cancer medications are now being imported into the United States. According to the New York Times, there's a shortage of 2 cancer drugs. The FDA has a plan to fix it, though. The drugs are doxuberine and methotrexate. The shortage of the drugs came shortly after an Ohio laboratory closed down because it couldn't ensure product safety. The drugs, among others in short supply, will be coming from Australia and India. Well, let's turn now to Jarann Johnson to see what's new in the world of sports. Jarann?
Thanks, Caleb. The Timberwolves lost an overtime game to the Denver Nuggets 101-103 last night. The Timberwolves also lost key post player Nikola Pekovic to a sprained ankle in the first half. Kevin Love scored 22 points and 13 rebounds to lead the T-Wolves. Love is currently on a 10-game double-double streak and has 29 on the season. The T-Wolves will play Northwest Division rival Utah on Wednesday evening. The final Class B women's basketball poll has been released. Carrington was able to hold on to the #1 ranking in the state from last week. Kindred is still in second place despite a 19-0 record. The only other undefeated team in the poll is 4th-ranked Newtown at 19-0. In other local sports news, Jamestown High School Athletic Director Jim Ronaldson has been selected the North Dakota High School Activities Board of Directors. The post carries a 4-year term and entails a number of duties, including participating in the state tournaments as one of the Blue Coats And that's all we have in local news, so right back to you, Caleb.
Thanks, Jarann, and thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Kaleb Hruby. Please tune in tomorrow when we'll once again be connecting the campus with the community. Good night.